There are a lot of phones on the market right now, and customers who are finding a new phone may find it very overwhelming. Many people will just head into the spec sheets, look at it, and then they will choose a phone from there. That is actually a very good starting point because you can just look at the chipset alone and immediately know how much performance that you're gonna get out of that phone. But as said countless times before, you cannot judge a phone by just purely the specs alone. Enter the Xiaomi 12T. This is currently the first and only smartphone that uses the new MediaTek Dimensity 8100 Ultra chipset. I'm not sure about you, but in my mind, I immediately think that the Ultra name here is supposed to mean that this variant of the Dimensity 8100 is gonna perform better than the Dimensity 8100 Max and the basic 8100 for that matter. But turns out it's not. Instead of having better performance, it has some other unique features instead. So in this video, let's talk about what makes the Dimensity 8100 Ultra. A few weeks ago, we had a briefing session with Xiaomi and MediaTek to learn more about the Xiaomi 12T, and one of the MediaTek slides that was shown was DORA, also known as the Dimensity Open Resource Architecture. We'll come back to this later. And at the last section of that session was the most exciting time ever, Q&A. So I truly appreciate all of the people over at MediaTek because all of the questions that were asked were just answered concisely, and I really like that. There were no filters, no beating around the bush, just straight up one answer for us. So the first question that I want to highlight here is, how does MediaTek's Dimensity 8100 Ultra compare to its previous version? The answer was, the Dimensity 8100 Ultra has been customized by Xiaomi through our Dimensity Open Resource Architecture program. Using the Dimensity Open Resource Architecture program, Xiaomi has created a unique Xiaomi Ultra Night Video Capture that exclusively uses the AI NR features to create a new camera experience. And then the next question that we asked was that, why are there so many variants of the Dimensity 8100, i.e. the 8100, 8100 Max and 8100 Ultra? What are the key differences and types of devices that will benefit from each variant? The answer was, well, I'm just gonna paraphrase it. It's due to the Dimensity Open Resource Architecture program again. I'll leave you the full answer on the screen here so you can read it for yourselves, but I'm definitely not gonna read it for you. From these two questions and answers, we know that the Dimensity 8100, Dimensity 8100 Max and the 8100 Ultra are pretty much the same chip but customized thanks to the DORA program. As highlighted in this answer, it enabled partners to create unique variants of the Dimensity 5G chipset, and it creates a unique device with more hardware and software synergy. That's what they claim. With that said, if we check back MediaTek's website, they only listed the Dimensity 8100 and there is no Max or Ultra variant present in that website. However, if we click into the products at the top of the website, there's something called the MediaTek Dimensity 5G Open Resource Architecture, which means DORA once again. Within this page, we managed to learn more about DORA and what it actually does. So number one, DORA allows smartphone manufacturers to customize their own multimedia experience and access and tune MediaTek's AI picture quality and also the AI super resolution, whatever, all of those stuff, and fine-tune that algorithm to suit the device manufacturer's, I guess, taste? Yeah, I think that's an appropriate way to put it. And next up is the hybrid multiprocessing. Honestly, after reading the text on the website, I am still unclear what it actually is supposed to do. It seems to mean like that the chipset, since it has a CPU, GPU, and also a deep learning processor, the smartphone manufacturers can put specific tasks to use that specific processor so that you can improve in terms of performance and efficiency. Number three is the AI processing, which is basically just the smartphone manufacturers can use MediaTek's deep learning accelerator, pretty straightforward here. And number four is the camera processing engines. I think this is rather an interesting one because MediaTek literally opened up the entire ISP, the image signal processor, for the smartphone manufacturers to control the data and how it is processed. That in turn means that you can also fine-tune how the colors will look like and also the white balance, all of those stuff to however you like. Then number five is connectivity. This one is pretty vague because it just says that you can tune the latest Bluetooth features with profiles that match their wireless accessories. That doesn't actually specify in terms of sound profile or the Bluetooth connectivity, like maybe the buffer size, the signal strength, all of that stuff, so we'll just leave it at that. In short, all companies can use the same Dimensity 8100, but through Dora, each company can combine their own proprietary code to make a unique variation of the Dimensity 8100 chipset, hence able to give it a little bit more specialty and also give it yet another postfix in the name, for example 8100 Max and 8100 Ultra. This is also the reason why we see that all Oppo and OnePlus phones are using the Dimensity 8100 Max, because both companies are closely related to each other, and Xiaomi is the one and only smartphone manufacturer that is using the Dimensity 8100 Ultra in their own 12T. Previously, they were only using the base version 8100, by the way, so that also means that they only recently got to customize the 8100 to suit their devices better. And back to the Dora webpage for a moment. If you realize there is totally no mention about the performance difference, that is because everyone is on the same level playing field, and all Dimensity 8100 chipsets, including the Max and Ultra variants, have the same CPU and GPU clock speeds and core counts. However, there are still two more reasons why each devices that are using the Dimensity 8100 will get different performance, and number one is mostly due to the aforementioned hybrid multiprocessing. So if a phone manufacturer manages to segregate their tasks efficiently, then for example all of the graphical processing will go to the GPU, then it will perform a lot better compared to using the CPU to process all of your images. So dedicated units do dedicated tasks. That's the best way to put it. And then the second reason why performance might still be affected is, of course, the smartphone manufacturers themselves can introduce some sort of power limit or throttle the performance just for the sake of, thermal limit and whatnot. Those are totally up to the smartphone manufacturers, and we have already talked about it at the top right corner there, so check that out. But recently, there are more and more smartphone manufacturers putting something called performance mode in their smartphones. So that can also unlock a higher tier of performance, so keep an eye out on that. So to answer the question, what makes the Dimensity 8100 Ultra? Well, that is just because of how Xiaomi tuned the Dimensity 8100, then just give it a name at the postfix and call it Ultra as a differentiation point between all of the other 8100 chipsets. It's just that the name Max made me think that it had a higher performance level compared to the base version Dimensity 8100, and the Ultra version seems to have better performance than all of them, but turns out it's all the same. And if we go back into the Dora website once again and then we scroll all the way to the bottom, we can see that a lot of other Dimensity chipsets also have this Dora program. It's not just 8100, so 9000 and then the 1200 has all of these features as well. So Dimensity chipsets are pretty much, they have a factory default for you to use, but then they also have the Dora program for all of the smartphone manufacturers to tune it to however they like. So in terms of performance, it's gonna be the same. It's just the ISP, some AI processing, and also, yeah, that's pretty much it. And also the videography performance actually. So those are the main differences that Dora can customize and differentiate itself from all of the other phones that uses the same chipset. That's it. Soy Dora!